Good morning, beautiful black people. I hope that all is well in your world, and this day will be a very, very good day for you and all of your wonderful, wonderful loved ones. Know this, my beautiful, intelligent black brothers and sisters. Know this. Confederate flags and anything that is emblematic of the Civil War and those Southerners that fought against our country are treasonous, and those folks are traitors. Additionally, know that the Republican Party, those white racist Republicans, are traitors, and know that white supremacist in the white boy house, Trump, is a traitor. The Civil War was fought. It was fought because there were a bunch of traitors in 13 southern states that wanted to continue slavery, doing business as usual. More than 600,000 people died in the Civil War. 13 states wanted to succeed from the Union. 13 states wanted to succeed from the Union. Most of them in the South, by the way. Those southern states. They wanted to continue the enslavement of the only 100% human beings on the planet. Then, now, and they will do so going forward unless the descendants of those 100% humans, black folks from Africa, stop these inhuman white folks from succeeding. The use of the Confederate flags and emblems of the Civil War naming military bases like Fort Bragg after a racist, treasonous Southern general. Fort Benning, Georgia. Fort Gordon, Georgia. Fort Lee, Virginia. All of these military bases are named after racist, treasonous traitors, Southern generals that fought against this country. They were traitors. They were traitors. They were traitors. The belief that Confederate statues of Southern generals, Southern doctors, Southern presidents, Southern politicians are an honorable thing. It is not. It is a stupid thing. You don't see statues, emblems all over France and Germany of Hitler. You don't see statues all over Germany, France, of Mussolini, Hitler, etc., etc. The South encompass racist white folks that are trying to divide the country as it did during the Civil War. They want to divide the country along slavery and racial lines. And know this, Trump has been dividing this country along slavery and racial lines since the beginning of his campaign in 2015. He has been dividing the country along racial and ideology lines for 4 years now. Trump is a traitor. The Southern generals like Robert E. Lee and Nathan DeForest, they were traitors. They were traitors. They wanted to divide the country. Trump wants to divide the country. He has divided the country. Trump is a traitor. Those Southern generals were traitors. The Republicans have consistently used fear of black folks. The Southern strategy to divide the country. The Republicans have been doing that since the 1960s. They have been dividing the country along racial lines. The Republican Party encompasses a group of traitors, just as all of those Southern generals, those Southern generals like Stonewall Jackson, Robert E. Lee, Jeb Stuart, Nathan Bedford Forrest, James Longstreet, Braxton Bragg, George Pickett, Bill Anderson, Sidney Johnston, John Mosby, P.G. Beauregard, A.P. Hill, Richard Ewell, Joseph Johnston, Jubal Early, Kirby Smith, John Bell Hood, Bernard B., Louis Armistead, Porter Alexander, all of those treasonous traitors, Southern generals, were traitors. They divided the country. They fought to keep the country divided. Trump has divided the country. The Republican Party has been dividing the country since the late 1960s, the Republican Party used fear of black folks and the Southern strategy to divide the country. If the Southern generals, the Southern soldiers, those folks that wanted to succeed from the Union were traitors, then Trump, his administration, and the Republican Party are traitors also. Then Trump, the Republican Party, are also traitors for dividing the country along racial lines. Southern white folks were slavery supporters. They demonized black folks, dehumanized black folks to support their slavery ideology. Trump and the Republican Party have demonized black folks to win elections since the late 1960s. Trump and the Republican Party will deny civil rights. They will deny human rights, etc., etc., to black folks to win elections, to divide the country. Trump and the Republican Party are traitors. They are treasonous traitors, my beautiful, intelligent black brothers and sisters. The Southerners supported public lynching, public murder, casual killings, slave catching, the sundown rules, Jim Crow, systemic racism, institutional racism, etc., etc. If you support all of those things, then you are un-American. You are a traitor. The Republican Party, Trump and his administration, supports all of those things I forementioned. Public lynching, public murder, casual killings, slave catching, mass incarceration, the elevation of slavery. They are treasonous traitors. When you conspire with Russians to win elections, when you conspire with Russians to win elections, you are a traitor. You are a treasonous traitor when you conspire with Russians to win elections. Trump and his administration are conspiring with Russians, have in the past conspired with Russians to win elections. The Republican Party conspired with Russians in the past. The Republican Party are now, in June of 2020, Trump and his administration, now in June of 2020, are conspiring with Russians, are conspiring with Saudi Arabia attempted to conspire with Ukraine to win another election. These folks, white folks, are traitors, my beautiful, intelligent black brothers and sisters. When you install laws and requirements to prevent Americans from doing the most fundamental thing in a democracy, and that fundamental thing is to have the right to vote. The Republican Party has, for the past 30 years, been on a mission to stop black folks, people that look like me, from voting. The Republican Party encompasses a gang of traitors. The Trump administration encompasses a gang of traitors. Robert E. Lee, Nathan Bedford Forrest, James Longstreet, Stonewall Jackson, Jeb Stuart, Braxton Bragg, Bill Anderson, John Mosby, Richard Ewell, Jubal Early, John Bell Hood, Porter Alexander. They were all traitors. They fought against this country. Donald J. Trump and his administration, Mitch McConnell and the entire Republican Party are traitors. They are fighting against this country to prevent black folks and brown folks from voting. They are fighting against this country to prevent black folks and brown folks from succeeding economically. They are fighting against this country to disenfranchise black folks politically. They are fighting against this country to dehumanize, to keep dehumanizing black folks, people that look like me. They are fighting against this country to sustain, to destroy the modified democracy that we have established in this country. We are fighting a gang of criminal-minded, racist, white boy traitors. And Trump is at the helm, my beautiful, intelligent black brothers and sisters. That's what I have on this one. Please go to thethrasherway.libsyn There you will have access to all that I do.